Hello YouTube, Beath here, back another kicking action figure review. Today's view is over a figure you might not be expecting, might kind of be expecting. It is the Funko Evolve Legacy Goliath. Yeah, when I saw the pictures of this guy coming out, I thought, hey, that's a cool looking thing. A buddy of mine plays Evolve, likes it, I guess. I figured, cool looking monster, I'll pick it up. I have a big monster collection, so he'll fit right in. $20. Got this guy for $20, and he's huge. I thought he was going to be so much smaller, but he's huge. I bumped into him at Movie Stop, and he's just big. I'm filming this about the week after he came out. And he is just a crazy, insane figure. There's just one tiny little thing wrong with him, but otherwise, this is a fantastic figure. Just fantastic. Just a fantastic figure. Anyways, let's get on with the review. First, we're gonna... Well, this is normally the part where I zoom out, but I'm already zoomed out, because this guy's huge! Look how big this dude is. $20, and he's gigantic. He's as big as Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure, or a modern one anyways. He's a huge figure, and for the same price as the regular figures. He's just, oh my gosh, he's huge. The detail and paint on this guy are just insane. You can see he's got his scars, a nice gray, several different shades of gray in there. The claws have great paint detail on them. Just amazing detail all over this figure, in the mouth and everything. He looks great. These are supposed to stay connected, but you obviously couldn't really pull that off on this figure if you wanted his mouth to open that far. But yeah, just detail all in there. Just oh, he's terrifying. He's just terrifying. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, and these like spines on his back. The Goliath looks so cool. The tail is neat. All detail on the bottom of the feet and everything. Funko nailed detail and paint. Just nailed it on this guy. Very cool. We're starting to get closer to my gripe. We're going to go on to articulation, which is almost perfect. Tiny bit of up and down on the head. Not much. Plenty of side to side. Jaw opens real far. I love it when my monster figures have articulated jaws. That's just like a must-have thing for me. Arms pretty stiff. But you can get it to go up all the way. I'm not gonna... What the heck happened? It was going up all the way earlier. It's probably because the figure's quite a good distance from me. My arms are like totally extended out right now. Also, he's got spikes all over him, but I swear his arm moves. It goes up. What the heck? I just don't want to break him, is the thing. But, you know, elbow bend, rotation on the elbow. Very nice. Rotation on the wrist, up, down, very cool. This ab crunch I thought was going to be real weak, but it's actually really strong. Goes back very far, and you can turn on it as well, which is very cool. Now, yeah, almost at the gripe. Legs, you got up and down, in and out, and etc. Got a swivel here on the thigh. This thigh swivel is about to fall off. This leg is about to fall off of my Goliath. And it wasn't like that until I see that. See how wobbly that is? That leg was so tight it could barely move when I first got it. And now it's wobbly. This leg is going to fall off. I wouldn't be surprised if it fell off during this review. Like, it's so wobbly and so loose. If it was just loose and kind of turning by itself, that'd be a different story. It'd just be a loose joint. But this joint I feel like is going to snap. I think that life is short in this leg, and he's going to break. Luckily for Funko, I really love this figure. And that articulation is repeated down here. So if this joint breaks and you can't turn that as much, you can still turn this if you need to, like that. After you've super glued this. If there's a way to repair the joint, that'd be real freaking nice. But this guy's just so cool. Despite that busted joint on mine. Knee bend, and you've got another bend right here for his little bit right there, and also a bend, and there's a rotation there too, as you can see. Very, very cool. Also, down on the feet, up on the foot there, and he actually has an ankle pivot, which I wasn't expecting. So yeah, he can stand pretty well as long as his leg doesn't bust up, and you can stand without the tail spikes touching the ground. Actually, he can balance pretty well. But what I'm probably going to do on display is have something soft under the tail, and I will lean him back on the tail probably. The tail does rotate. You have to pop the tail in, so it does kind of rotate. It doesn't bend or anything though, which is kind of a bummer. He just looks constipated all the time. But that doesn't actually bother me because the tail's in his back, and I'm looking at this sick front. Look at this beautiful creature design. Dang. What a cool looking character. The only Evolve, I haven't played Evolve. I have, a buddy of mine played Evolve a lot for a while. So, also, like the week after this guy came out, he'd shot up $15, and many of the other figures in his wave were like $50 on Amazon. Insane. It was insane. I don't know what they are right now, but insane. I didn't think Evolve was that popular. In fact, I thought it seems like it underperformed. Everyone was talking about it before it came out, and after it came out, no one was talking about it anymore. So I don't know what was going on with that. If you guys liked Evolve or not, please tell me in the comments if you liked it or not. I would love to know what you guys think of the game if you played it. But the creatures are so cool. I love the look of the Kraken. I hope they get a wave 2 and make a Kraken, because this is a beautiful figure. I just really don't want that leg to fall off. Now, sadly enough, I do not have any other Evolve figures. Normally I would wait to make this review after I got another Evolve figure, but I don't think I'm going to get one. Unless they do a wave 2, which I'm not certain will happen. Honestly, I feel like some of this legacy stuff isn't going to continue for a very long time. Except Game of Thrones, that line seems to actually be doing pretty well. As far as I can tell. I don't collect Game of Thrones, so I don't really know anything about that line at all. But I'm just going to show him next to some other figure lines that are commonly collected. Here he is with some superheroes. Here on the left we have the Mark VI Iron Man from Marvel Legends. Very common sculpt used for several Mark VI Iron Man figures. So that's kind of how he scales basically with Marvel Legends. And here on the right we have kind of a recent DC Direct. It's DC Direct Flash from the Flash TV show. So that's kind of how he scales with DC Direct and Marvel Legends. And I do have a little kind of Iron Man 2 figure here, so you can see how he scales with 3 3/4 inch Marvel figures. So that's that. Here's some more superheroes. Here on the left we have the variant of Captain Atom from DC Universe Classics, and here on the right we have Kamen Rider Thorn's Rocket States from SH Figure Arts. So here's how he scales with those lines. As you can see, he is pretty big. He's such a big figure. I'm very impressed. I really did think he was going to be much smaller and not, you know, look threatening. I really did think that. Now here's just some cool figures. Here we have him with some American Godzilla figures. Here on the left we have the NECA Burning Godzilla, and here on the right the Bandai Creations Godzilla 2014. And he actually, I thought he looked kind of cool with all the other figures, but these, he might be a little too big unless you just want like something that just towers over Godzilla to face him. I mean, I guess it looks fine, but at the same time, you know, it just doesn't feel right. Godzilla is the king of the monsters, you know what I mean? Now, here are some figures I think the Goliath looks really great with. The NECA Pacific Rim line. Yeah, I think the like detail and stuff on these Funko figures really rivals NECA. Honestly, I think that they have very similar types of detail and stuff. However, it also seems like they might have similar quality control, if you know what I'm saying. But, yeah, I actually have heard lots of people say that their Funko figures are breaking, so. And this is collectors that don't play with them. This would be people that take them out and maybe pose them a little and display them are saying this, so. Yeah. But I do think he looks really cool with the Pacific Rim figures. I think he'd be a cool Pacific Rim Kaiju. You paint some of these neon lights on him and customize him a little, he'd look just like a Pacific Rim Kaiju. He's just such a cool monster design. I think he works really well with lots of different things. And now here's a figure that I really think looks great with him, is the Dead Space 2 Isaac Clarke. And I just think this guy looks really cool with Dead Space figures. I know it's not the type of creature Isaac fights in Dead Space, fights necromorphs and stuff, but you got to admit, these guys look pretty cool together. I mean, look at them. Don't they look cool together? Doesn't that look like it'd be an awesome fight? Yeah. So, I just... You know, he might be smaller than the Goliath in the game, because I think they were actually pretty big in the game. But, you know, even if he did scale perfectly with the humans, they'd probably be smaller, right? Smaller people figures, and they're about 6 inches, I think. I don't know. Maybe I will get an Evolve figure. Just, you know, for this guy. But I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I don't know if I'll ever get any more Funko figures, unless they start new lines that I really like, or make more monsters like this guy. And here's with his arm raised up, just like I said he could be. When I pulled the figure closer to me, I could put the arm right up. It was just my arms were extended and I couldn't get enough force into it. But it is a tight joint. So all in all, what do I think of the Funko Legacy Evolve Goliath? This figure is really cool. I love this figure. For only $20, if you can get him at retail for $20, you've probably lucked out. I got mine for 20 bucks. Just loving him. I'm loving him. But I'm so scared of that leg. And this arm is stuck too. This arm's real stuck. And I'm afraid of that too. I'm afraid of breaking him, and I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be. I started to hear some Funko horror stories. And I wasn't looking them up. I heard them before I bought this figure, but I took the chance. I took the chance. And hopefully I won't have to do something to fix this leg. Hopefully this leg will not fall off, but I pick him up and it just wobbles and it wobbles and it wobbles, and I just don't want it to fall off because I love this figure. If I didn't feel like I was going to break him whenever I moved his arms and legs around, I would give this guy 5 out of 5 stars. But honestly, I feel like he might fall apart on me. I really feel that way. Also, that tail could have stood to be bendy. It's a little bit of a... It's just a little annoying. So yeah, that's it, you guys. 4 out of 5 stars. Remember, rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, follow back on Twitter. Be sure to tell me what you thought of Evolve if you played it in the comments below. I really would like to know, actually. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe, as I said. And just thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much. And if you guys like this review, maybe I'll get another Evolve figure to go with this guy and review them. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all once again. 4 out of 5 stars. And I'll see you all later. Crap.